Hi, this is Mandy from Grow HR. With the pace at which COVID-19 is moving at the moment, we have decided to start putting together some videos as another way to keep people up to date. These videos are going to have an employment focus, and so you're also encouraged to seek all other sources for broader business considerations. The stage we're at the moment is still very much reducing the risk of fast pace of spread and preparation. So what does this mean at a business level? The government have a real focus on trying to keep people in employment right now. So they've put in place in the last week 2 key subsidies to help with this. The first subsidy is the wage subsidy. The second is a leave subsidy. I'm going to cover both of those subsidies in a different video, but to flag at this point that those things are available. This video, I want to focus more about being prepared. What does that mean? So there's a few things that you can be thinking about at this stage in terms of getting prepared. The real biggie is how do you keep people at work if that's possible? So what are the hygiene considerations at the moment? What soaps do you have available? What sanitisers do you have available? What are you doing about visitors to your premises? How will you know where they've travelled to, what they might have had contact with? So really looking visitor logs, contact with visitors, minimising that contact where you can. This is all going to be about new ways of working while we work through these coming weeks and see what this is going to turn out like. The next bit is checking if any staff have underlying medical conditions. This is so that you can start to look at how people work and if there's anything in particular that you need to be especially careful or aware of. So the next bit is really looking at how do you work in your workplace. Does it have to be done where you work? Can people work remotely? And if they do need to work remotely, have they got the equipment they need? Does that equipment work? And have they got what they need at home? So there's a really good opportunity right now to be testing home internets. Will it cope if there's more than one person working on that same internet, if there's more than one person at home working? We might have children in the mix as well. So it might be about Ethernet cables, it might be about how fast the speed is that's coming into that property. Do phones work? I had an instance yesterday where my microphone didn't work. So can phone calls be taken remotely? What can be done with your different providers? And the biggie, what equipment do people need? So have they got laptops? Have they got somewhere they can work? Have they got the real basics to keep things going? So a really big focus at this stage, how do you keep going so that your business can operate, you can continue to trade and keep that employment for people going best ways possible. If your work is done in the workplace, then there's some real opportunities to have a look at how does that work? How are your teams split? What contact do people have with each other? Can people be split? Looking at all those opportunities that come with that. So we're here, we're happy to talk, we're lots of examples coming in every day and really looking at some of those different ways of working that can be considered going forwards. If you are severely impacted by COVID already, your trade has fallen off, you're having some challenges, the first step is to familiarise yourself with what's in employment agreements. Make sure you know what terms your staff and contractors are employed on, because that will determine some of the options and some of the pathways forward from here. If you've got any questions or need any guidance around what you're doing in your workplace, then get in touch with the team here at Grow HR. Our main contact number 06878 5454 or email team@growhr.co.nz. We wish you all the very best as we go through this and look forward to hearing about success stories. Thank you very much.